Good morning, WMBM 1490. I am Dr. Karen Lewis, the Real on Real Radio, real people, real talk, and real estate. And we are so excited to be here. And thank you always for joining us. And if you are looking to buy or sell or just want some real estate information, give me a call, 954-248-9149. I'll say that one more time, 954-248-9149. And also, if you're looking to change career, we have a real estate school too, Urban Real Estate School. But I won't just talk. I want to pass the mic to my co-host, and sometimes she has to be the host, and she does a great job. And then we're going to let our guest introduce herself. Just get ready. Get your pen and paper.
I know.
You know. You still probably still going from the conference, but we need to have a show just to talk about the conference all by itself, okay? We will.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Tamika Moses, and I'm the broker owner of Robin Bird Realty, and I can be reached at 954-404-4646. Again, 954-404-4646. If you're looking for anything real estate related for us, we're commercial real estate. If you're looking to buy, sell, or purchase commercial real estate in the South Florida area, give me a call, 954-404-4646. And I also want to end this off in saying, wishing my co-host, the main host, a very, very, very happy birthday. She's ought to be a modest today, but she's had a birthday, and I want to wish her all the best.
I appreciate it.
Yes.
I really tried to keep it, like quiet. And even in the group with my agents, I said, don't post anything about my birthday. And I woke up, as soon as I woke up that morning, I must have got tons of happy birthday. Exactly. Somebody else started it. And one of the things that was so good for me is that I have 2 assistants in the Philippines, and they sent me red roses, a dozen of red roses. Now, that was very touching to me. Awesome. So thank you all for my birthday wishes. But we got to get this show on the road, because before you know it, our time is going to be out. So we're going to let you introduce yourself, and then we're just going to dive right into just asking you some questions. She's just awesome. So
I know she is. She
really is.
Oh, thank you, ladies. First of all, it's such an honor, to be here with you guys, because you both are women that I look up to, that I always follow, and, just a very admirable women, women of God, and, women that everybody should connect with.
Thank you.
I want to say I definitely, I'm a connector, and, when you see women that bring impact to the community in several ways, that's people that you want to emulate, so thank you so much for having me here today. I love everything that you talk about the real estate school, and I love, Tamika, everything you're doing in real estate, and you're always very educational.
Thank you.
That's why if anybody ever comes to me with anything about commercial real estate, I'm like, one moment, let me put you on a text, Tamika.
Right.
Here you go, take over. But ladies, yes, my name is Karen Sanchez. I'm a broker owner in financial services. I've been in business with my husband for the past 14 years. I'm also the co-founder of the Financially Savvy Women community. And basically, that community is all about faith, finance, and just making powerhouse connections. I really believe that, in business, God we weren't meant to do this alone. And especially on entrepreneurship, it's tough, spiritual warfare is out there, especially for entrepreneurs. And, aside from that, I really wanted to create something where women can connect, be with like-minded women from various industries. And, they are able to do business with each other, support each other, to grow spiritually, financially, professionally. And, as moms as well, and wives, we're always doing so much for others, but sometimes it's we put ourselves last. So this community and everything that I do in finance, it's a ministry.
Gotcha.
Awesome,
Wow.
awesome,
That's
awesome.
a mouthful right there. She knows everything. Sometimes if our guests don't show up, I'm not even worried, right? Because she can carry the show. I mean, that's just how much she knows.
Yeah.
I mean, she just carries it. I'm grateful. You said a lot, and I love that. And we follow you, so it's an honor for us to even watch you as a woman of God, and definitely when it comes to finance, because God wants us to be good stewards. with what he's given us to manage. And so we applaud that, because what you're doing, the unfortunate part about it, a lot of us don't know how to spend time with our money. A lot of us don't know how to take time out and take care of ourselves. And even sometimes we don't know how to be that connector, because just by nature, we're so thinking that we can't connect, or we can't share, or we can't give back, because there's a lack, there's scarcity. And so for you to take the baton and run in that area, we applaud that there.
Definitely.
Thank you so much. That definitely means a lot. I appreciate that. And I feel like, the reason why I started that community also is because I saw a need. I saw a need for women that want to grow, professionally, personally, spiritually. And I always, I always teach my agents as well, my agents in financial services, you have to have a spirit of abundance, right? Like you were saying, sometimes we're like, I don't know how to connect or whatnot, but having that spirit of abundance, that listen, what's meant for you is for you. And actually, when you come out and you bless others through opportunities, my God, there's an abundance, like, God is going to send you so much. I'm so proud to say that in 14 years in business with my husband, today we have a business that's 100% referral based. And I think that just speaks to the volume of like that mentality of abundance, and just connecting and sending business to others, having ideas. Hey, you know what I think would be great for the radio station? What if you guys did this? just always doing that. And I think that's why people, I always say, I don't want followers. I don't want, I want a community of people to feel like we can refer business to each other. It doesn't matter if I'm a real estate agent, you're a real estate agent. How can we better each other? I always, when my friends call me and I, maybe they're having a bad day, I'm like, don't call me with that nonsense. I'm like, no, unless you want to feel better, don't tell me about that, because I'm going to hype you up. I'm going to tell you, what you're going through is normal. When you're walking in faith, and you're an entrepreneur, it's gonna get real. It's gonna get real.
It definitely gets real as an entrepreneur. It definitely does. But if you're able to survive anything, I think, survive a lot. I think, you make it as an entrepreneur.
Madam,
you have so many things thrown at us. So,
Madam President, we were there. We had Apostle Cynthia Thompson come, and she says that if you don't have any value, the devil ain't studying you anyway.
Exactly.
But in addition, here's the key: is that what you're saying is that too much is given, much is required. And so if you're going to, we might end up preaching today, but if you're going to go to the next level, you cannot have the same little situations that you have. If you're going in there asking God to, he's Jehovah Jireh, but he's blessing, you ask him to bless you with 100 million, or you want to sell your business. Okay, do you think that you're not going to go through the obstacles? And this is part of the process.
Yeah, it's part of the process. And I think that the great thing about that too, and community, and having people that can support you, man, when you need that, you're going to get it back. This is the real radio station, so I'm going to keep it real, right?
Keep it real. That's right.
Keep it real. I had our Galentine's event yesterday, and when I tell you, it was one of those days where it was probably like the greatest thing that's ever happened to us in business, but also the most messed up day. I mean, it was just so much coming at us, and I understand that ever since I started this community, I was prepared, so I thought it was, I'm always prepared. We have to use, God's word as our sword, but my God, the enemy will fight you. And what I found myself throughout yesterday saying constantly was, why am I doing this? Why am I even going through this? Why am I doing this? And on my way home from wrapping up the event, cleaning up after the event, just doing all of the little things, seeing my kids in the back in the car, like tired, they went to school, they went with me to the event and doing all these things, and I'm just like, God, why am I doing this? And then I just get all these flooded, messages on our chat of like what they got out of it, this, or like, this is exactly, just people writing back like, this is exactly what I needed. Or this morning, two of like, my greatest friends, they just help me with everything. They send me messages this morning. the reason why, you're doing this is because you look at all the women that you're elevating, look at all the women that you're helping, just with their mindset. We're not even talking about, are we doing finances? We're not even talking about any of that yet. We're talking about just with their mindset of where they're supposed to be headed, how to prepare for spiritual warfare. And here I am telling you how to prepare for spiritual warfare, but here I am all day struggling with it, right? And, just to hear all those messages, all the encouragement, and, them telling me back the things that I tell them, it was like, wow, I really needed that at that moment. So it was encouraging. That's the great thing about being in community, is that, we weren't meant to do it alone. And when you need it, you could pour so much. And when you need it, it's great when, people could pour back onto you.
Okay. So to switch gears, what are some of the things that you all teach within your financial planning, especially for women? Because I know you've done some things in the past for NARAP. So what are the things that you all are doing today?
So I know, at the end of the day, our biggest focus is always education,
yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
It's education and also having an action plan, because a lot of people say, knowledge is power, but like my husband says, that's not true.
I agree with your husband. I totally agree with your husband.
He's like, we have all the knowledge
that's
on
right.
how to lose
that's
weight,
right.
do
That's
everything,
right. You know
and,
it. That's right.
What happened?
Right. Nothing.
But applied knowledge is power.
Exactly.
Right?
And you hit it on the head. What are some of the actionable steps that you can take away and go and do today, or go and do right now? That is true.
It's true. So, one of the things that we focus on is really having a strategy. What is your financial plan? And your financial plan is not just your numbers. How much do you make? How much do you want to retire with? It's more about what is your plan for right now, for, mid-future and long-term. And when we put a strategy for all of those goals, we really are able to reverse engineer. Okay, well, if, the first things first is we have to have an emergency account. Why? Because we know that emergencies, you're either in one right now, you probably just got out of one, or you're about to get into one, right? And if we don't have emergency funds saved, then guess what we're going to do? We're going to just get back on credit card debt, which you're paying super high interest. So it's like a hamster wheel. You could never get out of that debt. And so we teach you how to have your first 3 to 6 months of emergency funds is what we usually recommend. Right now, I'm going to give you a very scary statistic. 82% of Americans, if not it's higher right now, are living paycheck to paycheck. That means that you're literally one paycheck away from being broke, being homeless. You just don't know. Right now, we're seeing, so many families struggling. But being prepared and even saving $100 a month, the goal is to get to your first 500, get to your first 1,000, and just really have that allocated. And then we talk about your short-term goals. You want to buy real estate. You want to maybe, do things for your business to, you want to hire someone, or you want to, elevate your business. And then, what is the ultimate goal with retirement? Because retirement has nothing to do with age. A lot of times people think retirement is, I'm going to finally kick my feet back and sit on this, rocking chair, or go off somewhere to a beach. But look, God didn't create us to not work. A lot of people say, listen, the minute that they stop working, I don't want to sound negative, but they're like, I feel like I'm dying. And people are meant to work, do what you love. So it's not going to work for money, but what do you love? Like what we do, I never see myself retiring. Right. I want to talk about money and God and everything, and mentor my agents forever. Like, why would I want to retire from something where I'm building people up, right? Like showing them how to start a business in financial services. Why would I ever want to stop doing that? So
that's the way I feel about real estate.
Right?
Really, for real. I was talking to somebody else. I said, I was talking to my hairstylist. She said, I passionately love what I do. Yeah. She said, I had the opportunity to go work with celebrities. And she said, no, I like helping the women here in my community. I like helping, I like the rhetoric of, the people are coming into the shop, feeling, how it used to be back in the days, Dr. Karen. So you have your school teachers. You come in there with your lunch. You come in there, you talking. She said, I watch you. I like the fact you go over there. We know we have a little table for Tamika because she's going to be doing her work over there. Right. And like your stuff, like, so she's passionate. Like I told her, I said, I'm passionate about real estate. Yeah. I told anybody, I said, if a deal don't close, all right then, let me get myself back. I'm going back out there again. You have to really love what you do. Like you said, could I see myself going into another industry? No.
Right.
Even when the market completely crashed in 2008, Everybody want to go be a teacher. I mean, a doctor. I want to be a nurse. I want to be this.
Yeah.
I can see myself doing that.
Right.
I just want to learn something else in real estate.
Right.
No.
Yeah, you just
Right.
learn something
Yeah.
else or do something related to it.
Well-
And that's also important. I think maybe we could talk about that later when, pivoting within your field.
Exactly.
Right?
Pivot.
But, going back a little bit, we really focus in the financial planning on how do we reverse engineer what our financial goals are like so we can have a strategy. Because look, I grew up in a family of entrepreneurs. I saw people, always in the hustle. It's that hustle culture, right? Always trying, working for every dollar. But what I didn't see was the success at the end of the, and people were making a lot of money, $300,000, but they didn't really have a plan with that money. So it's important that we educate ourselves and that we, how do you educate yourself? Well, go talk to professionals, go interview several people.
Yeah.
One of the biggest compliments that a client gave us the other day, he said, he told my husband they've met like 5 times, and he said, I love coming to talk to you, and he's like, I don't, the other advisors, I already dropped 2 of them, and I'm still coming back to you because every time I come, you give me ideas on what else to do with my money. I don't want somebody to just tell me. I want to have a conversation and, from there go through ideas of like, what are other options to do with my money? So that's the thing, really sitting down with somebody that has the heart of a teacher, that's going to educate you and that can, propel you to get to your goals. So through the financial planning, we find out what are your goals and then we put it in place. And some of the things that we put in place, for example, number 1 is think of it, we're in real estate here, so think of it like your financial house, right? When you go and build a house, what is the first thing that we have to lay down? The first thing that they have to lay down is the concrete, right? The foundation. So you can't build the walls without that. So in finances, and when you're building your financial house, you first have to look at life insurance. That would be like step 1 of your overall plan. Are you covered? Is your family covered? God forbid something happens to you. Does anybody depend on your income? If the answer to that is yes, then you need to be properly protected. The second thing I would tell people to focus on is building the 3 to 6 months of the emergency fund. The 3rd floor of this house, I would focus on what are our savings as far as, number 1, we have to, let me go back a little bit on that. We said life insurance, emergency fund, and we have to get out of debt before we go into the savings.
Okay. So I want to go back. For me, I'm that backtrack person, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Listen, right, you're a note taker. Yes. When I see that pen going, I know that's a question.
Because I a lot of times I'm in the person's mindset, and I've been there too.
Yeah.
Is that everything that you're saying is great and it sounds good, and most people want to walk it out, just like your husband says. Knowledge is potential power. Okay, because if you don't do anything with it, we know that we should, when we want to lose weight, we should stop eating more and we should exercise. We got that right there. But it's that action step, and so we get the information, but the hardest part about it is that execution. And so all of that kind of goes with our mindset, because I want to save an emergency fund, just 2 months of emergency, but I'm so much in debt that how do I get out of it? And even if I try to, and I've heard this before, because I'm a chartered retirement planning counselor, I just don't practice in it other than people who come to me. I want to get out of the debt, but I'm not living paycheck to paycheck. I'm 5 paychecks behind on trying to survive. Okay, so how do I do that? Because now when I put up $5 and I'm trying to save, there's no discipline for me to keep it, and I start to spend that. So what would you recommend? Because that's where the struggle is at on a lot of people, and it won't stop. One of the things that I share is that get in the game. Get in the game and start it. So even if you're doing the $5 a month, even if you're doing the $10 a month, then what happens is that that those budget busters, they're gonna come up. You're gonna have trouble eventually with your car or something. So at least if it's $100 and you've only saved $15, it's more than you've had to
Yeah.
put on that credit card, as opposed to if you had to put the whole thing.
Yeah.
So just tell us, just from a standpoint, how do that person get out of it?
How do they get out of it?
How do they get out of that?
That's an amazing question, because I feel like that's the majority of the people. And the answer that I'm going to tell you has nothing to do with money. The
That's
number
right.
one
That's
thing
right.
is your mindset. Mindset is key. Do I want to get out of this? Yes. Am I going to do everything that it takes to get out of it? That's where it gets shaky.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's
Right.
like, I know I'm supposed to be saving, but it's my girlfriend's birthday and we going out to eat, and you can't go anywhere out to eat in South Florida on a brunch and not spend less than $150.
Good Lord, I always tell people that all the time. I'm like, you right.
And let's be honest, we're being real. People will tell you, I can't save $100, but I saw you on Saturday eating at a brunch for $150. I know, but it was my girlfriend's birthday, or it was this. So the same people that are like, I cannot save, all it is, and this is not to shame anybody. We've all been there.
Yeah, of course.
We're just talking facts. It is just shifting that mindset of like, all right, what am I really going to prioritize? Because if I make income, and the other thing is, if I have also the ability to make more income, right? I make some type of income, I really need to shift, and I really need to look at what are my wants versus needs. If I really want to save, then something has to die before you can flourish on any area of your life. And you have to be disciplined with yourself, and you got to tell yourself, yes, I'm 5 paychecks behind, but I am coming out of this. And the way I'm going to come out of this is, number one, I'm going to believe it. I'm going to declare it in Jesus' name. Money's coming to me. Opportunities are coming to me. And to those things, I'm going to say yes. If it doesn't align with my goals, unfortunately, right now is no. And there's, by the way, nothing more powerful to tell a friend or to tell an opportunity or something that's going to cost you money. I would love to be there with you on Saturday at that brunch, or I would love to come to your graduation party, or but look, right now I have a goal. I'm going to be out of debt in the next 3 to 6 months. And my God, every daughter is going through that, And, but I'll be at the next one, after that. I'm just so focused on my goals right now. Do you know the power, not only telling yourself that, but the powerful message you're sending to someone else? Like, that is you're going to inspire other people by telling somebody, because here's what we've been taught. Don't talk about money. Everybody just assume that you look good. Don't talk about money. Don't tell people you're in debt no. So it shouldn't be that way. By you telling somebody that, you're empowering them to, like, maybe they're going to make a better decision with that. So I would tell you, number one is the mindset. Let's get out of that, let's prioritize what are our goals. And it is a sacrifice. But you know what? Nothing that is good comes easy. What it is easy is to continue swiping that card, continue getting in debt, continue, doing all of those things. That's easy because you just, just for later, I'll pay it later, But to save those first $50 or to catch up, I would tell you the reason why strategy is important is, number one, you got to know your numbers. So number one was mindset. I'm going to do this. Number two is you got to know your numbers. Sit down, go through your bank account. And now you don't even need everybody does it on the app. And it literally can help you. And if not, just go to your local bank and let them do it for you. And print out look at where is your money going. So this amount of money came in. Let me see where all this money's going, and start highlighting what are the wants versus needs. And look at how many times you're eating out versus meal prepping. Look at how many times you're eating out because you're like, oh my God, I just picked up the kids. I'm running late. It's so much easier to just get this and then going home to cook because it's so late. That's where, like, those budget busters that you were talking about, that's where it starts happening, because you eat out $50 today, $50 tomorrow. When you look at the end of the month, you spend $2,000 in eating out and another $1,000 in groceries. I know, because that happened to us. We were looking at our because of our lifestyle and doing a workshop here and doing there and picking up the kids and this. I was like, why is our food bill almost at $5,000 a month? We're a family of 5 and one is very little. And this is crazy. But when I started doing that, and whatever I tell you, it's because I've either gone through it or I've done it myself. Everything was restaurant. How about after school snacks? So I sent you lunch, $10. First of all, we made breakfast at home. Then lunch at school, $10. Then after school, another $30 for snack. Then dinner, went to buy dinner, $80. And then, then tomorrow is the same thing. When you come to look at it, so you have to really see, like I said, something has to die. You really have to, number one, look at all your numbers. Know your numbers. Where's my money going? If we don't tell money where to go, it's gonna go.
Yep, that's so true.
That's right. That's powerful.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is powerful. Give out your phone number so that people can have it.
So our number is 305-521-9696, 521-9696. And somebody will always answer on that line and transfer either myself or Max or one of our agents if you just have a question. And our Instagram is at Your Favorite Advisor or Real Karen Sanchez. And listen, anybody that has any questions or wants a strategy, our consultations, and I don't like to say consultations, I like to say conversation, because there is never a charge.
Yes.
We want to help, right? God put a goal in our minds to help 10,000 families within the next 4 years. And we know we can't do that alone. That's why this year, our biggest goal is to license 100 agents in financial services, because we can't help everybody, just us. In our busy season, we're on appointments from, early in the morning to late at night, just Zooming with people doing their financial plans. And, God really put in our heart, you're not going to do this by yourself. You need to train other people. And one of the things that really caught my heart is, if I know that doing this changed my life, why wouldn't I train other people to do the same? And it just aligned with that goal. So that's why I say when you call that number, you're always going to have somebody that can help you. If it's not myself, my husband, one of our agents.
Wow. Let me tell you. So when it's good,
yes.
I get speechless, and it touches my heart too. And I can see your passion in it. And you're just telling us some things that people sometimes don't want to hear, but we have to be real about it. But we can make the change, and our job is to just put that information out and to know your numbers. And a lot of times people don't like to deal with numbers. No. Just literally this week, from dealing with my numbers and looking, I was able to save $300. I think Ray is telling me I don't have my glasses pulled on. Ray, you looking at me? You like this? Wrap it up. Okay, matter. All right, dear. Tamika, just get okay.
Hi, everyone. Tamika Mosley again here. Robin Bird Realty. I can be reached at 954-404-4646. Thank you so much, Karen, for coming on our show.
Thank you.
This was awesome. You gotta see this video again and again. It's just too much information that I can't even spread it out. But follow us on Instagram. It's gonna be on YouTube. Thank you so much for coming. This is the Real on Real Radio, real people, real talk, and real estate. It was awesome. Join us every first and third Saturday, 954-248-9149 if you want to contact me. And with that, we are signing off. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you, ladies.